Alright, let's try d4. And now what? Alright, I've played this before too, the Levitsky attack, and somebody was asking me when I played this last time. They were like, well, what if f6 is played? Last time I played it was knight f6, and I just chopped that knight up. But they asked if f6 is played, would I throw my bishop back to d2? And I said no. If anything, comparing d2 and c1, I said I'd rather go home than go to d2. I said to that question I'd go with bishop f4, h4. I think I like this. So let's get the knight out. I need to make sure that e5 won't be played with tempo. Otherwise, f6 could turn out to just be a success. Well, let's get this in, and I'll consider bishop to here. Yeah, let's throw that knight in a pin. Still looking to put a stop to this advance. Now, am I okay with doubled f-pawns? The short answer is yes, and the reason why is because now I could pinpoint this e-pawn. Castle, rook e1. This guy right here is coming under fire real soon. Now, what do I do with this knight? Knight c3? Knight d2, f1, g3 like a Roy Lopez? If I take here, the knight has to recapture, otherwise this falls, or the queen side would be compromised if pawn recaptures. Let's see. Do I want to give up my bishop for a knight? Not so sure about that one. I might want to go all the way home. Bishop, well, yeah, actually, bishop f1 with maybe g3, bishop h3. Yeah, let me do that. Let me stay out of the way. I don't know that it's a good idea to even stay on this diagonal. I'm liking g3. Maybe, what else? Or maybe this. How about c4 and then knight c3? Oh, that's the way to go. Put pressure on this pawn. If my opponent gives up their center pawn, this guy right here on d5, then I'm able to recapture my bishop and put pressure on e6. The rook is already contributing, and then there's going to be the bishop maybe contributing to e6. Knight c3 is definitely going to be the follow-up here. And with this move now, there is something that needs to be done about d5. And that is not easy to do. It's not easy to support it, is it? It's unsupportable. It is. I'm winning that pawn. And if there was the capture, then there's this. That would have been a problem spot. So I'm just getting this guy for free. Take. And I don't take right away. If I take right away, then there's rook captures and then queen recaptures, and I lose this pawn back. I want to be able to win this pawn and be threatening to win another pawn with a fork. So in other words, after ED, I do this move first. Or do I? Wait a second. Wait a second. If I take the rook, the bishop can recapture, and the queen would be defending the pawn. I have thoughts of winning the queen, or still actually winning this pawn with a bishop move to follow, skewering maybe a queen and king. For example, playing the rook here is threatening knight takes pawn. If I take the rook, the bishop recaptures and then is going to be in a spot to play to f7. I don't know that if I really like that. Knight takes, rook takes. Interesting. Let's run the numbers on this. Man, why can't I think here? What's going on here? Rook takes rook. Bishop takes rook. Or knight takes pawn, rook takes rook, queen takes rook. Oh, let's try it. Hopefully my knight could be annoying. Well, my opponent has about a 1 minute edge. And, what else? Okay, well, now I'm just up a clear pawn. That was not the move to be running with. I'm going to develop my bishop out. And I could be winning that b7 pawn if the knight captures. I'll come back. And I guess it's going to be... you see, I don't want this knight to go anywhere. Now let's put pressure on this diagonal, maybe get to h7 now. And I want c5 now. As soon as this move is played, I think a knight getting to c5 would be very good. What else? Less than a minute, 2 minutes for black. Okay, I'm not sure what the purpose was for c6. I guess it allows the queen to come out, but knight c5 is just going to be a giant beast right here. As soon as he gets there, he's hitting everything. Okay, let's go here right now. Hitting the bishop, and keep in mind that the bishop is needed to defend the knight. Not a good spot to be in, so defending the bishop with the rook is just losing right away. Rook recapture. That was with check, so knight takes bishop, and this is very awkward. I think the queen has to defend the bishop. If the bishop goes back, that's mate. Back rank issues for black. And have this. Oh, that's probably best, I guess, huh? Alright, let me make sure the light square bishop is off the board. And then cubby hole for my king, flight square for my king, and it frees up, what does it do? It frees up, oh, that's losing, because I get the knight. It's freeing up, I was going to say, it's freeing up my queen from having to defend on f4. So, mopping up phase. Bishop b3. Get rid of the knight. The knight needs to go. And now I could take up a nice spot right here. I should probably move faster here. Queen c6. They're low on time as well. I'm on g6, and unless there's a queen trade, I'm crashing through at that point. I have e8 covered. So queen f6. I missed that. Mate. Okay. Time pressure. Both ends. Good game. Let's back up. Hit that rewind button and flip the board. So, from your perspective, What is a suggestion I have? The f6 seems awkward. I don't know. I think it is maybe a book line. I cannot be certain of it. I don't know if it's... well, I don't even know. I shouldn't even be saying that. I think it is, because I really just don't know. I'm not pulling any... I'm not drawing from anything. It's not even an educated guess right there. I don't know if f6 is even a move. But I guess if you are going to run with it and make it work, you need to get in e5 successfully. And I don't... Well, you didn't end up getting it in successfully. Right here, definitely try and get that light square bishop out first if you're going to go with e6 next. Because he turned out to be a big dummy. He was just kind of stuck behind your own pawns, staring at them. So consider getting him out if you're really going to go with e6. Get him out, one of these two. How about here? Actually, where are we at here? I throw my knight out. Why not right now? How about this? How about you're able to now, let's say, make this e5 move work? Let's see how you could do that. Bishop g4, what do? Let's say I run with the very typical e3. Well, guess what? You could play e5 right away because my knight's pinned. Or maybe there's something where you just chop my knight and then get in e5. How's that? Make f6 work. It's awkward having it on f6 because your knight can't play there, but somehow put it to good use, and I think you could do it in this way. Chop this knight, get this bishop out first, and then play e5. Quick suggestion, and I think you'll find yourself in a much better game. Also, know that this is a drawback. This is an asset for white, having doubled pawns. The pressure that I have on the e-file is difficult to defend against. And this pawn right here contributes to control over the e5 square. Those are my main suggestions very early on. Get that light square bishop out, and think twice before you actually run forward with trying to compromise my pawn structure like this, because doubled pawns are not always a liability. In this case, they're an asset.